Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode. It's in Boy playing the Hogwarts Legacy. It's been a long time since I've played this game. I don't really remember what we're doing, but I do remember. I looked it up, and I remember we were at what is happening with the quest markers here. Markers are losing their mind right now. Um, I recall. What is the map wanting me to do? Hold on. Guide me. Okay, we're going this way. Quest markers are just losing their absolute cool right now. But I remember I looked it up, and it turns out that there really isn't a like when you beat the storyline. There's not a point of no return or anything. And my understanding is that means that we're unlikely to miss anything super important. So I'm going to focus on getting quests done, and then we can do completionism stuff and progress it that way. This game is kind of like uh, the Lego Star Wars that we're playing, in the sense that you can do collecting and looting and all that kind of stuff after finishing the stories and stuff and the quest lines. So that's what we're gonna do, um, because it's the struggle I always have with games that are open world is there's a very real part of me that wants to get every collectible first, so that way I can have all of the cool and fun things uh, before progressing with anything. So that way it's like I have all the super cool, awesome, fun toys and unlockables and outfits and all that kind of stuff that a game will have to offer. That's my always preferred way of approaching a game. Where it gets difficult is when you have games like this where they start to quest lock certain items or certain things, right? So in this game, a lot of the collectibles and finding those things are locked behind. You have to progress far enough to have learned all of the spells uh, in the spell book. So you can't complete the quests until you've beaten the game, really, or at least progressed it to a certain point. And then it starts getting difficult for me because as soon as I start doing quests and trying to follow the storyline and learning more about characters and main characters and side characters and all that kind of stuff, um, anytime I stop to do collections, I lose track of the story. I lose track of the characters. I lose touch with the way the characters are supposed to be, who they are, all that kind of stuff. So it's a perpetual problem for these types of games where if you want people to explore but you don't like you want to control how quickly they can explore, you'd better start baking into it, like when you have all these collections and stuff, if you want people to be able to collect as part of the story, right, to give me these cool unlockable fun outfits and stuff, what you really need to do is bake that into the pacing, because pacing starts becoming an immediate issue where I have to decide how much time can I willfully spend not paying attention to the storyline before I start having negative consequences of not having any idea of what's going on in the storyline. Um, so it turns into this sort of near constant struggle, at least for me. Hold on, I want to check my inventory here. Um, I gotta do that. The gear, yeah, that's right. Okay, I've got a lot of open slots. It looks like. Got faceware. Yeah, okay. I think we have, like, that's different than our inventory. Which is kind of maddening to me. Like the gear slots, you have so much. It's really confusing how they did that part of it, and it can be kind of frustrating. But at any rate, so it's this constant issue for me. And I think one of the issues too. So I'm a little unique in that I'll still finish the completionist collectible hunting and all that kind of stuff, I'll still do it because I'm a lunatic who likes to see that 100% and gains some weird untangible satisfaction from knowing that I did it. It's a weird thing, and I'm the weird one for it, I recognize. But I'm one of the few, because what'll happen with most people then is most people will just go through the storyline and then not worry about the collectibles, which to me it's like, why did you bother putting the collectibles into the game if you're not going to find some way to encourage people to go after them, you know? It's like you can make the argument of like, oh, well, it's just for the people who are motivated for those things, and I suppose that's great and all, but you're still kind of left with this issue of you've gone through the trouble to add all of these things. Like, you have so much game added in here and nothing to encourage people to experience that game. And it's a weird situation, and it is, and that's why for me, even though I know I will go through all of this stuff, I will examine everything. Oh, the red arrows. Are there enemies to fight? Can I, like, pick a fight with people? Oh, heck yeah, we can. Protego. Haha. Da, 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 da. Nice try, fool. That was rad. I mean, I kind of just stormed in there and picked a fight with those people. I feel like I might be the bad guy in this situation, but at the same time, it's like I saw red arrows and I just saw red, man. I saw red, and when that happens, man, just watch out. Aha. I like how it made it look like I lit my wand on fire for a hot second there. Was there really nothing to gain from doing that other than just being a kid who goes around like, tell you what, I might be in Hufflepuff, but that action was that of a Slytherin. Anyway, talking about pacing in games and how it can be frustrating. Like it just, you know, just to finish the thought that I so rudely interrupted for myself. It's always a struggle when games make it so that you can't do the collections and stuff smoothly along with everything else you're doing. And I feel like, you know, and like part of the way, one of the better ways to sort of you know, progress lock collections and stuff that one of the ways that I like better that some games do is when they'll do, like when they'll set it up so that there are collections unique to each region. So it's like, oh, like one of the earlier versions of this that I remember, it's not that this was like in any way, shape, or form the first to do it, it's just one of the ones that I remember first noticing it, was in the original Assassin's Creed when they had all the pennants and stuff. I think it was the first one, when they had like the flags or the pennants or whatever they want to call them. And there were like 15 in this region and 12 in that region. So it was like within the region you could collect those. So it still sort of progress locked them. But it was by location rather than by completed side quest. And it'll be forever an issue with open world games where it's like if you want the world to be open, but you also want to make things progressive, you're going to run into situations like this where people like myself will get frustrated because I want to finish the completion quests, the collections, before I proceed, but I can't because I have to proceed to finish the quests. But as soon as I start, or to finish the collections, but as soon as I start progressing, I want to finish progressing because I don't want to lose track of the storyline. And it's just this perpetual struggle that I run into that I don't have necessarily a clear solution for. It's not like I have any knowledge or ability to sit here and tell game makers, hey, you should do it this way. Seriously. Like, I mean, what the hell do I know about it? Pardon the language there. But I don't know, maybe there's other people that share my frustrations. They can be like, thank you, someone gets it. In which case I can be like, yes, my friend, you are seen. You are seen and understood. And now I'm going to read this. Few witches or wizards correctly trace the history of Scotland's indigenous mazes back to their rightful source, the 15th century dark wizard known as Eunan Blackwood. Born Eunan Wood, to a non-magical branch of the Wood family, Eunan was misunderstood by his muggle parents and, in an effort to fit in, sought solace in the family trade, hedge trimming. He could allegedly control the blackthorn bushes with his mind, creating beautiful designs with ease. This both impressed and infuriated his rather intolerant family, their resentment only worsened upon young Eunan's invitation to Hogwarts, where he was sorted into the Hufflepuff house. It was at Hogwarts that Eunan first met one Artemisia Black, disowned by the Black family for her mother's dalliance with Artemisia's muggle father. The half-blood Artemisia's relationship with blood purity was a complex one. She considered herself worthy of her mother's maiden name and blamed her father for her ostracization, for being ostracized. At the same time, she did not fault Wood for his muggle parentage, but rather considered him to be an unwilling, innocent victim of muggle impurity. That's some weird, complicated levels of self-loathing there, not gonna lie. Oh, now we're in it. Now we're in it. So, like, maybe this is another kind of way, again, like, maybe you can count this as a region-locked situation, right, where it's like, okay, so we've got kind of a fun little game here, a little side quest type thing. I'm doing the maze thing where you just keep your hand on your right hand on the wall and just follow it around to try and solve it. That's how I'm gonna approach this. Oh, can't do it that way. Okay, so I guess we need to try now keeping our left hand. Anytime you loop around to the same place you started, then try the opposite hand. So keep your left hand on the wall and see where that takes you. Tends to be the way to do this. But so like this is a pretty good way to approach things, where it's like you can give me sort of a map marker that it's like, hey, there's something to look for here. You know, rugged dueling gloves. Sweet. I'll take care of that in between sessions. I try to always do it that way. But yeah, doing things like this where it's sort of like, okay, we've got a marker on a map so we can know to do these things. To me, that's a good compromise as well. Do I fight them? What do I do with them? Ah! I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these guys. Oh, hey, I got leech juice. So there's the creatures here, the frogs. What do I do with them? Oh, wow, we can collect a lot of leech juice here. Excellent. It's like my favorite juice. It's like V8 for wizards. Just walking into the next mission covered in leeches. Is this fine? Are we fine? Is everything okay? Am I fine? Am I okay? Is this gonna be okay? I don't know what I was supposed to do with or about the toads. Hiya! Destroy their home. Alright, well, we'll go back to it. But yeah, like, doing map markers that you can go and explore, and, like, putting a puzzle there, right, is another one that I appreciate, that I like them possibly doing. So, that, like, there are a lot of solutions to this, and it's frustrating to me because it feels like this game hasn't really committed to any of them singularly, completely, if that makes sense. Like, it feels like the game can't really decide if it wants to give you a sort of, like, guided approach to these things or not.
Here you are. I'm pleased to see you took my advice.
Did. I thought it was Helen using that voice. I was like, boy, oh boy, we're playing fast and loose with voices here.
Thistlewood, I met your great uncle in his portrait in my common room. He sent me to speak to you.
He was spying on me in the common room, or in the students' dormitory. Oh, that's exactly like him. You know, he mentioned something about a friend named Epstein. At any rate, sorry, that was accusatory. I shouldn't claim that about this poor character. I should also pay attention to what's happening, for all my talk of wanting to pay attention to the story.
Wholly unaware of how he died, and was convicted of his murder and sent to Azkaban.
Azkaban? Oh no.
It was in large part due to the testimony of a girl called Apollonia Black. Jealous of Anne, I think.
That sounds
Is
terrible.
there?
but I'm not sure how I can help.
Are there
As
prominent
Anne
families
was somewhat
besides the Blacks?
labyrinthine.
Or maybe
She
they're
said
just like the
Jackdaw followed
Catholics
her
of wizards,
adventure following
which
a
is
map
in and of
found on
itself a bit of an
some
oxymoron,
pages
but
he'd stolen from
they
Peeves.
And
there's
do you
just
think
a
Peeves
million
wrote
of
those
them. There's
pages
so
from the
many of
book
them
I found in
everywhere.
the restricted section?
If my great uncle is to be
Like I joke
believed,
about how the
yes.
wizarding families
That's what the portraits at
family trees are
Hogwarts
just like
suspect.
wreaths.
Anne
But I feel
insisted
like
that Jackdaw
the
had
Black
asked her to
families is more of a
follow the
creeping
map,
vine where it
but
just ends up
only after she
everywhere.
solved a
Like
series of
dandelions where they
puzzles
just
he'd
keep
prepared.
cropping up
Odd
everywhere,
girl.
everywhere, everywhere.
She swears she never even solved
Or maybe
the
they're more like,
first
which tree is it?
one,
Is
so
it
they didn't
aspens
meet.
that are like all of the
Jackdaw's
trees in the
ghost
forest are
vanished
actually just
almost
one
as
tree,
soon as
all
he
connected
appeared.
by like the same root
Without
system?
Jackdaw's puzzle,
I don't know. I'm not paying
pages,
attention
or
to this
the
at all, though.
names,
I'm being
Anne was
horrible
sent
about
to
this.
Azkaban based solely on Apollonia's spurious testimony.
I don't understand. What can I do to help?
I believe Anne may have
Nothing.
solved
I
the
just wanted to
puzzle by
complain.
now, but after spending time in Azkaban, she's a shadow of her former self.
That's a
She
ghost,
won't
and that's
speak
pretty
to
normal in the
anyone she
wizarding world.
doesn't trust, and she trusts no one. If you, a student with a connection to the pages, like Jackdaw had, spoke to Anne, she might reveal new information.
Oh shoot, I forgot to pull out my dice. Hold up. Give me a hot sickety second, I'll pull out the dice. I'll whip them out here. What do we have? We got 3 choices. Okay, we'll re-roll on a 4. I'm gonna roll the dice now. You'll hear the clack. See what I tell you? It's a 2. I'm not sure I want to visit Azkaban.
I'd rather not go to Azkaban. Is there no other way to help?
No, you petulant child.
She cannot leave. And a student like you may provide the impetus she needs to save herself. I would never suggest so drastic a measure if I did not feel it was necessary. Fortunately, being a retired Auror has its benefits. We can apparate right to her.
So that's like if you worked for the CIA and they never revoked your key card when you retire. I don't think that's how it should work. Oh, okay, let's learn more about stuff. Tell me more about Apollonia.
Tell me more about Apollonia Black.
Wretched, vindictive girl, that one. Apollonia claimed that Anne threatened to kill the boy after he broke her heart. The Black family's power over certain people in the Ministry, along with the fact that Anne is Muggle-born, sealed her fate.
So are the Blacks like the Malfoys in this one? Hard to say, because the Blacks are like the Blacks in all of the stories. Because again, there's 8 billion of them.
I'd like to know more about Anne.
Yeah, tell me about this crazy girl.
Never was the brightest girl, and that lack of wit proved to be her undoing.
Oh no.
I half suspect
It's always the stupid ones that end up getting taken advantage of. What a shame. I mean, there actually is some truth in that. It's kind of too bad, but I'm not gonna dive into that one right now.
I'd like to clear her name if we can.
Alright, what happened to Jackdaw's ghost?
Jackdaw's ghost appeared briefly, then vanished. Where do you think he went?
I have no idea. Evidently, he was always a bit restless, going on and on about adventure. If I had
Yeah,
to
are there
guess,
like
he
rules
tried
about
to
ghosts?
find
Like, they always
somewhere
seem
on
to,
other
so like
side of
the
globe by
Hogwarts
now.
ghosts are always in Hogwarts. Like, are they allowed to leave? Are they capable of leaving? Or are they tethered
Very
there?
well. Let's go.
Steady yourself. We'll
Like, is there
operate
maybe
together.
they can only travel
Don't
so
worry,
far
I've
from
never flinched
where they
anyone.
died or something like that? Because that's kind of how we
And tread lightly in that
assume
horrible place.
ghosts work in the real world, those
We'll
of
be
us who
there in but a
ascribe to them.
moment.
Or at least I guess I should say that it's what it seems to be. I'm not one of them that ascribes to them, so I'm only kind of secondhand. But it always seems like it's like, oh, it's tethered to the location or something. So it's like, is that to say that like all of those people died in Hogwarts? It seems a little twisted. Yeah, don't check on me. Everything's fine. Don't help. They are those iteration of the Dementors. Like, something about their movement looks very, very old school. Like it looks very, I don't know, 2008 gaming to me. Something about that was just really awkward. Maybe it was just like the graphic settings weren't keeping up on my computer or something. I don't know, man.
It will pass.
Thank
Ew.
you for the warning.
This
It'll
place is a
pass,
dismal place.
just like a
We'll
kidney
be
stone.
out of here
Oh, there's a
soon
really
enough.
pretty
Now
cardinal
follow
on the
me.
bird feeder outside my.
The Dementors
There's
won't
a
harm us
male
now.
and female cardinal that seem to
Be
be
careful.
living
never
in the
thought I'd
trees
be
right
inside
outside my
Azkaban for myself.
apartment, and
Nasty
they're
dementors.
both very
Not even I
pretty
could
and
convince the
handsome,
ministry to send them
and
off.
it makes me happy when
There's
they're.
no need for such
I just
monsters.
refilled the bird feeders today too, so they're like extra hanging out around here. Oh, look, he wants to hold my hand. Hey, friend. Ew, stop touching me. Don't touch me. Ew, don't touch me. Okay, anyway. Sorry. Oh, man. Ooh, look, it's a pot of stew. Oh, that's not stew. Moving on. Oh, no. That's not wholesome like I thought it would be. Ew, what's all over the ground? Is that water? Nope, not water. Just kidding. I mean, probably not kidding. I don't know. So, like, okay, granted, this particular game has taken place in a much older time, so, like, this might be much more in line with sort of where technology was back in the day and how they did prisons at, like, the 1800s or whatever. But it's like Azkaban stayed pretty much the same even up through the modern times. Like, they didn't modernize, you know, the humane treatment of prisoners and stuff. Like, are wizards just horrible people? I'm tempted to think they are.
Now remember, Anne has been here a long time.
Okay.
The Dementors aren't kind. Have patience and speak to her quietly.
Immediately storm in, just like some sort of like intense action movie, and just like grab her by the collar and just start slapping her. Tell me what you know.
Who speaks to me? Is that death? Finally?
It can be. I'm
a student from Hogwarts. I found the book
Ew.
that you said would exonerate you.
Gross, I hate kids.
The book. No one would look. None of the mages found the pages. Methinks the feckless knave meandered to his cave. My fate was surely sealed in Upper Hockey Field.
Oh yeah. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what our approach is gonna be. Okay. Why must you be so cryptic?
What are you trying to say? That the missing pages are in a cave near Upper Hogsfield?
Field, ruins house, a vault concealed.
Okay, so there's a ruined house in Hogsfield. Okay.
Near Upper Hogsfield. I suppose it can't hurt to look.
Can't hurt to look. Go find the pages from your book.
Helen?
Wow,
Ellen,
it's so convenient
no,
that
you're
the words that we need all rhyme
closer,
together.
be
It's
a
almost like it was
dear.
scripted. Is the teacher just gone? Oh, there she is. Or not the teacher, but you know. You've been branded. Anyways. Do you suppose she was naturally bald? Or, I mean, it looked like they kind of shaved her, but that doesn't seem like the type of thing Dementors would do, you know?
You're hurt.
Go. The cave. You're safe now. You have what you need. I'll be all right once I get...
Okay, bye. My clothes are all messed up again. Oh god! Oh god, I've splinched and my cape is inside of me now. Oh, just kill me. I can't do this.
Lord of Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
What? Is this like a side quest thing?
Did you say something about Bardolph Beaumont?
I did. I don't think we've met.
Well, Spraddle. I thought her name was Spittled for a second. I was like, wow,
I
that's
was
just real
worrying about Claire
harsh.
Beaumont's brother Bardolph. Only he's gone missing.
Mom's gone missing.
Rumor
Oh,
is he
got him.
was seen in the forest practicing dark magic. Saw him myself near some ruins with Rookwood's lot I did. I fear he got himself into trouble.
So do you
with the
regularly
Ashwinders,
do, like,
especially if he made them a
yard
promise
work
he
in
wouldn't
what appears
keep?
to be a house dress?
I'd help search for him myself, but
Anyways,
no one will risk
sorry, maybe
encountering
that's
Ranrock's
insensitive to, like,
loyalists.
cultures or something. I don't know,
They
man.
seem to be everywhere.
Why would Bardolph get involved with Rookwood?
Why would Bardolph want to get involved with the Ashwinders?
Oh,
That's not what the thing I
Sorrow
picked
ran
said.
with Ranrock's loyalists. changed him.
One of the biggest
He vowed
issues in trying
never
to
feel powerless again.
do like a role-playing
I
character in
think he
these
sought the
games,
Ashwinders out
when
to
they
learn
like
their
trying to
secrets.
decipher the tone and the
Victor
exact
Rookwood,
words they're going to
at
say when you
least,
pick a
seems
line.
somehow immune to Ranrock's loyalists.
One of the reasons that I've, in this game especially, but in every game really, in every RPG game, I've kind of had to let go of the concept of trying to create a character that I want to create. It's really hard to. You just kind of have to go with the flow and just accept that they're still, the character is still written for you, even though they want to give you the illusion of
Bardolph's run
choice.
that shop with Claire his entire life. He'd not give it up for anything. He swore he'd
Maybe
be back in a
Rookwood.
fortnight.
I think he's got a crush on him.
So that he's been
Tee-hee.
held captive, or worse.
Okay.
I can certainly look out for him.
Any help would be appreciated. You might speak to Claire first. Perhaps she has some insights that I don't.
Okay.
I can tell you that Bardolph was last
So maybe
seen in
maybe I'm
forest
discovering
wearing
that
a
as I'm
particular
exploring
woolen
more, it'll
jumper.
like
One
side
of
quests and
Claire
stuff. Because
knitted
one of the things
herself.
I'm starting to wonder too, and like this, I've been thinking
Claire
about
will be
this,
at her shop
like
if you'd
even
to speak
as
to
I
her.
was sitting here with my whole big monologue about the nature of collections and all that stuff and how we approach them. I immediately I'm thinking, you know, there might be something to the idea. Okay, hold on. Okay, no. I'll stick to
looks
doing it in
intriguing.
between lessons or sessions. So that way we don't have everything getting too bogged down by me doing like inventory management and stuff. But at any point, or at any rate, I should say, I'm wondering if so with all of these things that are appearing on the map here, we can see these things. I wonder if this is their way of saying, like, these are the important things, and the collectibles are just for pride. Like, these are the things that'll actually get you tangible, usable things. I couldn't help it over here. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists?
I couldn't help but overhear. Did you mention Ranrock's loyalists?
Hey, that was
did.
one that was spot on.
Never imagined they'd act this deadly. I'm Claire Beaumont, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Ranrock and his followers have set up camp here. No regard for
Is
our
that-
beloved hamlet or our livelihoods.
Nice to meet you. It doesn't fit in there, but...
My brother Bardolph dared
Eh?
to stand up to them and ended up in St. Mungo's.
Oh.
Simply at my wit's end.
What happened to your
How
brother?
did your brother Bardolph end up in St. Mungo's?
Yeah, how did it happen?
Bardolph had spent the entire day hand-picking herbs and roots for us. When a group of Ranrock's lot appeared and demanded the harvest for themselves, Bardolph refused. In their anger, they hurled him against a rock and robbed him. The moment he left St. Mungo's, he vowed revenge. I worry he may be dabbling in magic that he will one day regret.
Oh no, don't do that. You'll regret it.
You said Ranrock's loyalists have set up camp here. Where, precisely?
To the south, across the river. Last I heard, there were several loyalists in each camp. I won't go near.
Well, there's a couple less in some of the camps, just... No. When I have no reason I would know that.
Hogwarts
Nope.
is my home. Bardolph and I grew up here. No, we are standing firm. Once my brother returns, then we shall decide what to do next. He's
Okay.
gone to seek Victor Rookwood's advice. I didn't approve of that idea, but perhaps in the end it will help.
Anyway, yeah, I could...
I'm unfortunately quite familiar with Ranrock's loyalists. Perhaps I can do something.
Much as I would love to be rid of them, I wouldn't want you to risk injury, or worse.
Wouldn't want you to risk injury. I mean, look at your face. It's already covered up. I'm assuming you're horribly scarred and just pitifully disfigured for it. Oh. Okay.
A map. It doesn't appear to be connected to the missing
Yeah,
pages.
okay, so I'm noticing... Yeah, so as I'm looking at this map here,
Best be on my guard.
with all these things, maybe this is, like I say, maybe that's kind of our compromise here. So it's like some of the more challenging and more like, hey, do this for the pride, not for any tangible benefits things are like the collections of like finding all the pages and stuff like that. While children, you're magical. Just actually get a broom and fly it. Like, why are those brooms not flyable? Anyway, sorry. That was confrontational. I shouldn't have yelled at you. What is up with the thing on? What am I hearing? I heard something. What was that? But yeah, that it could be that I've discovered what the compromise this game is trying to maybe offer me a little bit is, which is cool. I like that. You know, like some of the collectibles you're on your own, but some of them that will be more noticeably beneficial they'll give you what you need to be able to find them and all that kind of stuff. Oh, that's right. I need to. That's what I'm looking for. That's what it was. Pumpkin Fizz. Guide page. Pumpkin Fizz is a fashionable carbonated drink with a pumpkin flavor. It is yet to become popular here as butterbeer, but one never knows. And never knows. We'll never know. But yeah, maybe that's where our compromise is of things, you know. Hard to say. Hard to say for sure. But that seems like it could be sort of the situation. Okay. I seriously doubt that I would actually unable to... Wait, no, that's not the one. Okay, wait, hold on. Here's where I gotta... What I want to put that one at. Right. Drag the spell slot. There we go. Incendio. Yeah, take that, spiderwebs. Can we get there? Thank you. Wow, that is a pretty extreme chest just for some spectacles here. But, you know, it's fine. It's whatever. It's whatever. There we go. No. I always hate when games do that, where it's like, if you're holding the forward button, it'll just still convert it. Will I die if I break this? Oh, yep. Worth it. Oh, that was stellar. I have no disappointments in how that went down. Oh, hey, look at the time. We should probably call it an episode there. All right, yeah. We'll call it an episode there, and when we come back, we can go about doing some of these side quests, because it would appear that we have discovered a few side quests and we can go complete those. But for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for joining. Love and appreciate all of you. Go be better than me and be more relaxed about how you play games. I recognize about myself that I tend to put a lot of pressure on doing games like the right way, and not necessarily the right way as in how anyone else would describe it, but in my own standard, like my ideal way is to do all collectibles and side missions first and then complete story missions. And it tends to make me frustrated when a game won't allow me to do exactly that. So I would recommend being better than me and finding a better way to approach these things. So that way you're not quite as frustrated all the time as I am. That's, you know, it's something that I constantly work on and often times come up short on. So that's my advice. Look at that, some genuine advice from me this time. So yeah, do with that as you will. At any rate, love you. Bye.